What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of How Did We Get Here?
How did we get here?
It's a lot that's been going on lately. We have been busy. It's a lot of things that's been happening, but you know, we'll catch y'all up. First we had Nala's graduation.
Our baby.
She graduated from high school.
4.0 GPA.
Yes. And we'll be attending William and Mary. So we're very proud of her.
And she passed her pharmacy tech exam, so she's a certified pharmacy technician.
Yes. And what other things happened? Your birthday.
My birthday. I turned big 4-0.
And you had a photo shoot for your birthday.
Y'all, let me tell you about this photo shoot. This photo shoot pushed me out of my box. I'm very conservative. I'm very laid back. But my family said, you need to go all out. You only turned 40 once. You lost a bunch of weight. So they took me to the mall and bought me some clothes.
And you
I had a wonderful photo shoot.
Yes,
very professional person, Will Hawkins. Shout out to Will.
Shout out to Will, man. Big thanks, man. We got other things coming up, and we got your makeup done and all that stuff, nails done, everything for the photo shoot. It was a great photo shoot. If you haven't seen the pictures, you know, you can go on either one of our Facebook pages and look at it. From the jump, you know, don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, share, everything. We letting y'all know right now in the beginning. But today we're talking about support and finance.
Two major things that couples experience in their relationship that either can make them or break them.
Yeah, so there's many different ways of being supportive. You know, we're not just talking about in a relationship. We're talking mainly about relationships, but also with friends and family. You know, being supportive with others or for others, you know, is very important. You know, some people may need, you know, they may need certain advice, they may need emotional support, they may need different things, but we'll hop into that, you know, real soon.
Right, so there are 4 that we're going to highlight today. The first one is emotional support, informational support, instrumental support, and appraisal support. So, emotional support, kind of self-explanatory, being there for your significant other emotionally, having a bad day. Hey, you know, I'm here for you. You know, how was your day? You can come talk to me. Basically being your significant other outlet, per se.
Yeah, because, you know, being that emotional support when, you know, your spouse or your friend or whoever you're talking to is down and out, you know, having that support is very much needed, because in that moment, like, you just, it be those moments where you just don't know what's going on or why you feeling this way. You just mad, or you just upset, or you're just frustrated, or something is aggravating you, you know, and having that spouse or having that good friend or that homeboy that can help you out and show you, you know, everything's gonna be all right. You know, I'm here to support, here for you to vent, talk to, you know, that emotional support, you know, that is needed, like, a lot, you know.
And that can be in any situation, health-wise, like you said, friendship-wise, relationship-wise. It can be in any realm where you would need that emotional support. Sometimes you don't get the support that you need from your family, So you have to get it from your friends, you have to get it from your spouse or your significant other.
Oh yeah, and I just want to say, you know, as men to men, like, bro, it's okay for us to, you know, be emotional support for each other. Like, bro, it's okay. Like, as men, like, yo, we really do need other brothers to truly support each other. Like, we need y'all. Like, we need my other homeboy to holler at me. You know what I mean? You see, or just coming to check on me. And if I say something's wrong, I ain't feeling myself, things ain't right, you know what I mean? Check on me. I ain't say go on Facebook and let the world know. But if you feeling bad, you know what I mean, don't be afraid to open up to your friends and be like, yo, like, I don't know what's going on, homie. You know what I mean? Something's wrong. I don't know. Like, I'm really pissed off. I got to get out of this house. I got to get out of this room. I got to get out of whatever place you need to go. You know, don't be afraid to reach out. Because, men, we have a problem with that. Like, we have a problem with reaching out to other men and expressing our feelings. There ain't nothing wrong with expressing your feelings, man. When you hold it in, like, the outcome is not good because you end up exploding. And you'll explode on everybody. So, it's just not a good sign.
And I think you did, you said a key factor as far as, like, checking on people. You'd be surprised how far that goes, even with friends. If you just reach out and just check on somebody, you are being an emotional support. You know how sometimes you have, like, say for instance, you have like a family member that passed away, and people will say, well, you know, if I can help you anyway, just let me know. A lot of times someone who's grieving won't know what you need to do to help them. But you'd be surprised by just checking on them, maybe 5 months, 6 months down the line after that person has passed away, is a good emotional support for that person. Yeah. So you never know. And that's just one example as far as, like, you know, going through grief or something major, or a crisis or trauma or something like that. But even just to say, hey, how are you doing today? Or, you know, how was your week? You know, just checking on someone can make a big difference, which is a good emotional support. Yeah. All right, so next one we have is informational support. So basically that's self-explanatory to root word information. So that's like saying, this is what I plan on doing today. You're just providing information to someone else, and that's being supportive. If I plan on going grocery shopping and I don't communicate that, that's not much of me being a support to my spouse, because he may need something from the grocery store. So just providing that information and saying, hey, I'm going grocery shopping, and then he will in turn say, okay, well, can you pick me up this, or can you pick me up that? Like I said, that's self-explanatory in itself. You have anything to add about that one?
I mean, even like, you know, would you say like supporting certain people's
businesses? You can do that. Providing information, that's being supportive of someone's businesses by providing information.
Well, I was talking about as far as providing information as far as making your spouse feel secure. Like, say for instance, you say, oh, I'm going to the store, or you end up going somewhere else. Like today, I said, hey, I have to make a detour because I have to go pick up some money.
Right.
You know, you may have given information to your spouse or your friend or whatever that, hey, I'm about to go do this. And, you know, in their mind, they're seeing like, oh, okay, you told me this information is you're going to go do this. And then it's taking longer than expected. Right. And then you come back and you like, well, I end up going to do this and that.
Providing that additional information.
But you didn't provide that information. Right. So that's making somebody security or thought, or what's the word I'm looking
They're being insecure.
Or
Having
reinsurance.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
like you have to provide reinsurance for that person that they can trust you, that you're gonna be where you say you're gonna be, or you're doing exactly what you say you're gonna do. And it's not like you got to know every step of everything that I'm doing at every turn, you know. But it's just common courtesy, you know. Like, hey, like I made this quick stop, like, but I'm still on my way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or I'm still coming. I'm still going to go do this. But
so we gave you 3 examples of informational support. So you know, you can provide information about somebody else's business, provide information in addition to, you know, your whereabouts, and then you can provide information into what you are planning on doing, or, you know, your process for the day, your future plans.
Yeah, so pretty much.
All right, the next one we have is instrumental, which also is like tangible. So what that means is tangible support is more like, I'm going to take on this responsibility for you. So say for instance, he wants to go get a haircut. And we have an infant. I will say, okay, well, I'm going to take on responsibility of watching this infant while you go get your haircut. That is a tangible, supportive action that I can do for him. So it's taking on someone else's responsibility. So it may have been his responsibility that day to watch the baby, but I'm going to do it now because he wants to go get a haircut. Or, for instance, it's his week to do the dishes, but I'm going to take on the dishes for that week because he's had a stressful week at work. That's tangible support.
Or you could step it up a notch, and you know that your lady or your man has been working their tail off. They have been doing everything that they can around the house and just treating them, send them away for 2 nights at a hotel or for 1 night. Get his hair cut, get her hair done, get her nails done, toes done. Take them on a little mini shopping spree. Do something to show like, hey, I got you. I'm gonna take care of all of this. You go have fun. Don't have to worry about anything. And you know, I'm there for you.
Right.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Nope, that's tangible support or instrumental support. And then the last one is appraisal. And that's just what it sounds like, praise. I'm so proud of you. You did a very good job, because guess what? If you don't provide that appraisal support to your significant other, your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, they will hear it from someone else and will appreciate it a whole lot more than what you are giving. So it's very, 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 very important to provide appraisal support. Even in lowest moments, I can recall there are times I have had 2 babies, 2 C-sections. There are times where I'm just like, this area over my stomach will not go away. They cut my muscle. It's just flabby. I can't do anything with it. But here he comes with his appraisal support and say, baby, you look so good.
What am I to laugh for?
Like, it goes a long way. It really does. So that's me being real. But yes, appraisal support is very, very important. So if you are not doing it, I encourage you to do so.
Sorry for crunching nice. It was good. But yeah, giving praise, like, and it's not like you're being submissive, or you're being like I'm giving in, or I'm making him or her feel big headed. No, it's like that is a part of support, as she says. Like you don't understand the feeling of hearing those words. Like, you're doing a good job. I thank you for everything that you have done thus far. I thank you for this, that, and the third, when you're naming the things that they have done and not adding negativity to it too. Always keeping positivity no matter what you're saying. Being truthful, being straight up, being honest, and even if, it's things that somebody can work on, I guess say it in a positive way, and still be supportive in somewhat, but, that praise is good to hear those things, those good affirmations, that good reassurance is good to hear those words.
Right. Praise them for the place where they are, even if they strive to get to a different place, praise them for where they are at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone has a business and is an entrepreneur and they're just starting out, hey, I'm proud of you for even starting a business. I'm proud of you for getting your business license. Or if you are midway into a business, hey, I'm proud of you for maintaining it for this long. I'm proud of you for having the courage to step out when we're in the middle of a recession. Like, there are so many ways you can give praise, not just physical, but about a physical state, but you can give praise in so many ways.
But you can also give praise and give and be informational. Like, when I say that, I mean, like, the thing that I've learned even from the past few years, even, conversating with certain people, like, certain people will provide you with information that'll help your business grow. And other people, and I'm just being real, other black people, niggas don't want to see other brothers grow. Like, I could simply ask you, like, yo, what insurance that you use for your small business? Niggas will look at me like, nah, bro, like, I don't know. You just gotta, like, dang, you can't tell me a good service, or where to go, or where you go. Like, how much do you pay? Like, you act like it's gonna take away from what you pay monthly by you. I'm just joining the same insurance company that you are. Especially if you pay a good price, like, that's dumb to me. Like, we all should support each other no matter what. And for some reason, everybody wants support, or when they want, they want to support, they want to give, like, they want to be on the cheap end of things. Nobody want to pay full price. Now, I can understand if you don't want to, or you don't have the means to, but when you come to me and you're asking for discounts, if you can't pay for it, then you get what I'm saying? Because if it was vice versa, you look at me and say, hey, bro, if you can't pay for my service, like, bro, like, what am I supposed to do? That's vice versa. Right. But we all support them. We're supposed to support each other no matter what. Support females, males. It doesn't matter. I don't care what your gender is or whatever, what you identify as. Support is support, especially in the black community, because I love black. I support black, big black energy all day. But I'm just saying, like, we have to support each other. Like business-wise, like, that's major.
So if you can't tell, we are really passionate about support. If this is your first time tuning into our podcast, we have a segment called Black Business Spotlight, where we feature up-and-coming black businesses, and that's all about support. So we are very passionate and enthusiastic about support. So he's speaking about, businesses supporting each other and everyone trying to get a discount or things like that. It's just that we're very passionate about it, and we think if you have a good service, then you should be compensated for your good service, just like anybody else.
And it would be vice versa, like I said before. Like, you pay for what you get. If you want cheap service, you'll get cheap service. But like me, I'm not going to provide you with cheap service. So if I give you a price guarantee, I'm going to give you that labor. I'm going to give you the work that's supposed to be provided for that service. That's just what you're paying for. If it's a job that's going to pay you, that's paying me $500, and you paying me $500 to do that job, I'm going to do the job to the best of my ability. Where perfection is where I'm looking for. Where anybody that works for me, I'm like, yo, you got to go back and take care of that. Because we're getting paid too much money to not take care of this job. To not provide a service that's not immaculate for somebody.
Right.
But and speaking of, getting money, and providing service, finances in a relationship. Ooh.
Financial support.
I'm glad we said that at the same time. I had to turn my head around for that look. Financial support.
If you don't know, I think it's maybe, I haven't looked at the statistics, but it's either the first or second reason why couples get divorced. It's over finance. It's high.
Yeah, it's probably the first or second one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like. Can I be real?
Sure.
All right. So, our financial situation was not the best. She had a good job, but I didn't. Especially at the beginning of our relationship. Like, she had a very good job. She was taking care of things on her own before I came in. I just added a little. I had multiple jobs. Still wasn't making enough. I mean, well, when I had the second job, I was making plenty enough. But from there, wasn't making enough. Back to one job. I hopped from job to job. I was with the city for like 7 years. School board, wasn't making no money. And once I left the school board, me and her was together on my 7th year. I ended up quitting to find another job. Got fired on my day off like Craig. Like, literally on my day off on a Saturday, got fired. I can't make this up. But, yeah, you remember that day.
I do.
But we went through, for years, for the next 5-6 years.
It wasn't that long. Was it 5 or 6?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Man, we've been together 8.
Yeah, it wasn't 5 or 6.
Okay, I just got my financial situation the past 2 years. It has jumped in this past year, and this past year is skyrocketed. But for the first 5-6 years, yes, it was a financial struggle because it created a burden in our relationship. It created a void in our marriage too, because I wasn't bringing enough money to, fulfill what we needed to do in our relationship. Not just paying bills, but we wanted to have a life. We wanted to go on trips. We wanted to do stuff. Even something small, you still want to be able to do those things, and we were not able to. Or if we did, it was always you taking care of majority of it. And I only paid for gas or food or something like that. But the overall trip itself, you took care of, and it created a void because you were telling me, like, look, you got to find a better job. You got to do this. You was trying to get me to do truck driving, all types of stuff. Like I knew that I knew I needed to shift in another gear. And I always did the landscaping on the side, but I never fully did it. It was always a little side hustle. So once, you had, do I tell them about the job situation? Or no? No?
Maybe later.
Okay. All right. Well, when certain situations happen, I stepped up in a major way. I stepped up in a way that you never seen before. My mom, my dad, not like nobody has ever seen. That was just like, wow, oh, you doing this? Like okay, like the roofing job, I liked it, liked all the people there, but it was just not for me because certain situations, certain situations just that happen, and it was just like God was just like, oh, it's time to go. Like, it's time to just step out. Like, it's time to just make that move. So I was just like, all right, let me suck it up. Let me see what I can do. First year, I was just grinding. Every single day. For somehow, I had money saved to make it through the winter. And then I was still getting jobs throughout the winter. Big jobs here and there. Cleanup jobs. Then the next year, when this year came, it just took off even more. Like that, I make more money in 1 week than I was like working 2 jobs, or what I see in 2 weeks. It's like double the school board job and the landscaping job that I was working at. So, our financial situation changed. So we can personally attest to, having those financial issues, being able to talk about bills. Another issue that I can talk, that when I say I was going to pay a bill,
Lord,
and the bill ain't get paid, oh man, and something get turned off, and you just like, I thought I had enough, but I thought if I put this amount up there that they'll keep it on.
Let me tell you.
But they ain't keep it on, you know.
Yes, that is not his strong suit. So
no,
needless to say,
that wasn't my strong suit. That wasn't.
Right.
That's past tense.
You turned it around. But okay, with all that being said, and the transparency, what we're trying to get you to understand is that was a season in our relationship. Any marriage that you get in, you will have seasons, and it could be financial seasons, it could be health seasons, it could be any type of season. But the number one thing that you have to do, 1, communicate, be honest. 2, support. Regardless of what's going on, you still have to support.
And it's hard. I'm gonna let you finish. But when you're upset and you're angry or you're frustrated with this person, we know that it's hard to continue to support somebody when you're upset. Even when they're down, and because they're upset, they said something to you that upset you, but like, dang, I still want to be supportive, but nigga, you got me up. So, like, it's hard for me to still be supportive of you, but still be supportive. But go ahead.
Yeah, so support even when you don't feel like it. Support when you feel like you're not getting your needs met, you still support, because you are one. If you were going through the same situation as your spouse, you put yourself in their shoes, you would want somebody to support you in a low situation. So it's no good for you guys to turn against each other, because that's not going to help anything. So why not support? You have to support each other, even in low situations. Support each other when you don't feel like it. I cannot stress that enough. When you don't feel like it, still support. So,
don't be a crazy spender when it comes to finance. When you're in a relationship, you can't just buy whatever you want, whenever you want. I've learned from example. You cannot buy whatever you want whenever you want, especially when you're married, when you're living together, when y'all paying bills together. Like, y'all have to communicate, because like y'all finances or your budget, like you gotta budget things.
I don't know about that. Well, let me say this. I have a caveat to that. So, if you are communicating and you have a budget and everything else is taken care of, and you may have your funds and he may have his funds, and say it's something left over. It's like free money. If you want to buy something, then you're free to buy something. But that's like after everything else is taken care of. You saying, you just can't buy something when you want to.
I meant it as far as when everything is taken care of.
Yeah, once everything is taken care of. Then
and I'm talking about groceries is bought, gas is in the car.
Right.
Bills
money
are
saved.
paid, the kids are fed. Like,
right.
The kids are taken care of.
I think we both feel the same way, to recommend that you have a talk about what you want to do in life when it comes down to finances. Have a goal, a plan. What are we saving money for?
A house.
Well, I mean, like, besides a house, like, what's the purpose of us saving money? Are we saving money to pay off?
Wealth.
Right, generational wealth. Are we saving money to pay off our mortgage so we don't have a monthly payment anymore? Are we saving money to send our child to school without being debt free? Are we saving money to purchase a car and pay cash without having a monthly bill? Like, you have to discuss these things on what you're saving money for. And you can't just save. If you just save, you will never have enough. You have to have multiple sources of income. You have to find something that's going to make money for you.
Yep.
So, yes, you can save, and that's always a good thing, but you need something that's going to multiply itself without you having to do, much to it. So, find a financial advisor, someone that's going to be able to say, hey, this is what you guys need to do. Sit down, let's make a plan. Where do you want to be in the next 5 or 10 years? And then after you've done that, say, okay, we can work towards that. If you have outstanding bills, get your one bill that's the lowest. You work on paying that off, pay that off. After you pay that off, you get that same amount of money that you was paying on that one bill, kick it towards the next bill. Never pay the minimum on your bills, because it will take you forever to pay it off. Like, it's so much financial stuff that you have to learn in order to have a prosperous future. I would suggest you do some research in reference to that. Anything else that you have?
I just want to piggyback on the support part, where you sometimes may feel like certain people aren't supporting you the way that you would expect them to support. Whether if it's your grandmother, your uncle, your dad, your mother, your brother, your sister, regardless if they're not supporting you in your dreams or your goals as far as your career, or even you being an entrepreneur, do not let that, dwindle your spirits, because, if you have a vision, or if you have a thought of where you want to be in the next year, a couple months, especially with starting a business. Starting a business is not easy. It's not for everybody. It's not meant for everybody. certain people aren't meant to be entrepreneurs, which is understandable, which I've learned that myself, where I try to push people like to become entrepreneurs because I see a gift in you. I see a talent in you that God has given you, but you haven't seen it yet. And no matter how much, I push to try to get there, if you ain't ready, then you're not ready. But all I can do is continue to support you in whatever you want to do. But if you're not getting that support and the things that you want out of life, don't let that, dwell or make you feel any type of way. Just keep pushing and grinding no matter what. Anything you want to add?
I just hope that you all got something out of our episode today for support and finances. As I said before, we're very passionate about support. Any place that we can support, that we will. We have supported so many people. I think it would blow your mind if we actually tell you how many people we have supported. And then when you support other people, you in turn will end up, being blessed by that, especially if you don't have any agenda for that and you're just doing it out of the goodness of your heart. I think in return, I know in return you'll end up being blessed for it because you have, it's having a good heart about it.
Yeah.
With that being said, if you have a small business, if you have a up and coming business and you would like for us to feature your business on our podcast,
The Black Business Spotlight.
Black Business Spotlight, please send your information to
howdidwegethere21@gmail.com. Again, is howdidwegethere21@gmail.com.
Right, and we will feature your business and do whatever you can to spread the word and help you get your business going.
And also, if you don't get the email, then you can DM us on Facebook or Instagram. Facebook on How Did We Get Here? !podcast. And on Instagram is How Did We _get here on Instagram. That's it for this episode. We're getting ready to have another one coming soon. But we thank y'all for another episode, for tuning in. Remember to subscribe, like, share, comment. We love you. Peace. We out.